This tutorial looks at the concept of SEO, or search engine optimization. Where does it fit in? Well, at this stage, we're after looking at the analysis phase, and in there we've looked at the goals, the aims and objectives. We've looked at the idea prior to that, and we've looked at the audience analysis and audience profiles. So what we're starting to look at now is the standing. Where are we at now? What kind of, does the website, or does the company or the concept that we're looking at have their own website? If they do, we're going to analyze that website to see how well they're going from a search engine optimization perspective. We will learn an awful lot from doing a search engine audit on their website. If the company or the concept that we're looking at doesn't have their own website, I want you to pick the nearest competitor's website. Again, you will learn an awful lot from this. You'll learn an awful lot from the type of keywords that they use, their positioning of the keywords, and we're going to learn an awful lot about the different concepts, but also the different criteria involved in looking at what's important from a search engine optimization's perspective. So to kick this off, what I want you to actually do is, I want everyone to do, there's a fun quiz, which is in exercise 2. And if you haven't done this already, I'd like you to pause the video right now and to do it, okay? It's not a case of, what score do you get? There's 20 questions. Some of them are silly questions, but as it turns out, there's about 20 questions there. But really what it is, it's a case of introducing the different concepts involved in search engine optimization, and to try to get an idea of what it means, and to try to understand a few of the background information, but also maybe to decipher if there's any myths involved in these kind of things as well. So it is a fun quiz. There's about 5 questions which are very technical, and I don't care if you get them right or wrong. In fact, I don't care if you get 0 or you get 20 in this particular quiz. What I do want you to do is have a go at it, read the questions, and try to start our understanding of search engine optimization. Okay, as I said, there are 5 technical questions in here which I wouldn't expect any of you to know at the end of this course, never mind at the beginning of this course. But the other 15 questions are relatively straightforward, but they actually start to focus our mind on what's important. So in order to do the quiz, simply go to exercise 2, and in there will be instructions on the quiz itself. Okay, so you either go to Google and type in 123 SEO quiz into Google, and you should, the first result in the search engine results page, or the SERP, should be SEO quiz, how knowledgeable are you, 123 reg blog. Okay, and you can go to that and then start the quiz, or else you can alternatively type in www.123-reg.co.uk/blog/SEO-quiz/. Okay, and that will bring you to the right place. So as I said, you have plenty of time to do this. This would be a good time to kind of pause this video here now and actually do it if you haven't done it already. Really, it's not a case of, I know nothing about this, or I know everything about this. It's a case of, providing us with a foundation in search engine optimization. So with that in mind, that's what we're going to do. So if you want, pause it now and go ahead and do the quiz, and then come back to this video and we'll have a look at maybe what we found and then what that means going forward. Okay. The purpose of the fun quiz was to try to familiarize ourselves with some of the terms to do with search engine optimization, and to introduce the concept in a fun environment. Okay, so what we've found is that when you go through that fun quiz, there's a number of words that maybe, or a number of concepts or ideas that maybe we could do a little bit more explanation. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm just going to write down a few of them here. So the first one is SEO, okay, which stands for search engine optimization. The whole idea of SEO is that it's the actual process of deciding which websites should appear higher in the search engine results page. And with the likes of Google, they have over 250 criteria that they look at in order to weight what website is more appropriate for the key words that you've typed in. So that's the whole idea of SEO. And then after that, we've got next one we'll have a look at is the word organic. Okay, and organic just simply means there's two different types of ways that results are presented on a search engine. There's paid or advertised or pay-per-click advertisement, and that appears on the top and on the bottom of our normal results. And then there's organic results, which are non-paid. And what SEO is really talking about are the organic links. And we'll also look at pay-per-click during this module, but we're going to start off with the whole idea of SEO. Next one up is spiders. Now, what is a spider? Well, a spider is a piece of software that's sent out by a search engine in order to be able to just have a look around your website, capture words and bring them back to their index, which is a huge big database where they then sort out what websites best suit the keywords that you've typed in. So spiders are very, very important. They're just pieces of software that continuously crawl through your links and through your website. Now, the important thing about spiders is that they only crawl text. They do not crawl images. So when you see a website laden with images, we have to be able to tag those images and use alternate text to be able to try to figure out or let the search engine know exactly what it is you're actually trying to present. Okay. Next one up is anchor text. Next one that was unusual there. So what is anchor text? Well, anchor text is when you click on a link, normally there's a piece of text on your screen that's in blue and underlined. And the text that appears in there is called your anchor text. This is very, very important. Search engines deem this a little bit more, important than normal text around it. So it's important to put good, strong keywords into your anchor text, along with other things such as your headings and your positions and so on, and your titles, etc. Okay. Next one up is the whole idea of a manual penalty. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, that Google has over 250 different criteria that they look at. These are called their guidelines. And a manual penalty is when you try to cod them. Really, that's what you're trying to do. You try to use techniques that are trying to con them into a search engine into thinking that you are more important in line with the keywords that you're using. These techniques are referred to as black hat techniques, okay, which are ones which are considered to try to, as I say, con the search engine into thinking that your website is more important. And there's lots of different techniques, and some of them are mentioned here, and some of them are mentioned maybe later on as such things as keyword stuffing and so on. Okay, so keyword stuffing. Looks like fluffing, but still keyword stuffing. Now, with the whole idea of keyword stuffing, it means that you're actually trying to put too many keywords into your page. So, for instance, if I turned around and I was, dealing with a website about digital marketing, and my keywords were digital marketing, Ireland, digital design, digital, and just a load of keywords like this, Ireland, digital marketing, marketers, marketeers, all these different types of words like that. That's called keyword stuffing, where you're trying to put too many keywords into your page, and it's your text is just unnatural. Okay, and that's another thing that search engines look for, is natural text. So, and that kind of brings us on to the next one, which is still talking about density as well. Okay. Keyword density, and that's one of the questions here. What is keyword density? Is there such a thing? Well, keyword density is the amount of times that your keyword appears in the text. Okay, as a percentage of the overall number of words in the text. So for instance, just say there's 100 words on my page and the word tourism appears 42 times. All right, that means the density of the word tourism on that page is 42%. Now, anyone can tell you if the word tourism appears 42 times out of 100, more than likely that's not going to be natural text, unless it's a list and you've got, different tourism indicators and whatever the case might be, and you might have, or maybe it's something like tourism industry in different countries. So you've got tourism France, tourism, and so on. You can get away with that. But if the density is way too high, the search engine seems that is a bad thing. It's called keyword stuffing, and it will penalize you for doing so, and you'll end up worse off than you were beforehand. Okay, so just a couple of things that I want to talk about on top of that. Introducing this area here, it's the whole idea of black hat is not good. Google AdWords, do they affect the position? No, they don't. Google AdWords has got to do with the pay per click. So some people, there is a myth out there that maybe there's a link between the two of them with regards to your position on the search engine. And then there's obviously images and the whole idea of can they crawl? Can spiders crawl images? And they don't. And they can't crawl other things like Flash and so on as well. So that's very important as well. When we're looking at search engine optimization, it's very, very important for us to get an overview of search engines in general. And there are many, many different types of search engines. So what we're looking at here is from May 2019 to May 2020, the actual usage of different search engines. And it should be really no surprise to us that Google is up there on top with around 94% of the market. Bing is next. Now, right down there with very, very small percentage. Yahoo, Baidu, Yandex, and so on. Okay, some of these you may never have heard of. Okay, but this is really important for us to look at the search engine usage to understand that there's not only one search engine out there. And it's also important for us to keep in mind it depends on who our audience are as to which search engine we should really be focusing on. So this is the worldwide stats. When we look at the next one here, we're talking about the whole idea of in China, and we can see that Baidu is by far the most commonly used search engine in there, with Google only coming in 5th position. And that is because, there is a ban on Google in China and so on. But you've got to remember this, that there are 4 other search engines in front of Google. So, one size doesn't fit all. That's something we've got to keep in mind. Now, when we're looking at Ireland, again, we're talking about even a higher percentage for Ireland. But again, when you look at this, and it's interesting to look at the other search engines that are available here and that are common in Ireland. We've got Google with the biggest market share, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, and MSN. So there's 2 there that actually aren't on the worldwide stats and so on. So we've got to keep those in mind, because while they look small, they are still a percentage of the market, which are maybe worth considering.